There's a ribbon in the sky for our love.
Hello everyone, this is Angela, and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENTJ. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so that you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Today's video is based on a live that I participated in on Keep Africa Passport Bros Free's channel with the Male Feminist hosting it, whose name is Chris. And also there was another content creator who goes by the name of BA, which is short for Brothers Abroad. Y'all, he's a passport bro. The title of the live video that day is "The Manosphere Encourages Men to Completely Waste Their Prime," which is a very true statement because the manosphere is a bunch of older males who are influencing misguided younger men into doing stupid things that will make them less competitive in the dating pool. I have been saying it all along. Yes, the patriarchy surely has done a number on girls and women, but it harms boys and men too, particularly young men. And one of the things that older men who are seeking younger women who are half their ages, what they tend to do is to give younger men some raggedy, chewed up advice that is meant to throw them off of their game. And the reason why younger men are not as privy to it is because they're not the ones who are going on the dates. They're not the ones who are laying down with these men and having babies. They're not the ones who are trying not to lift up the blanket when it's time for them to go to bed because they've passed so much gas. They're not the ones smelling their morning breath, okay? They're not the ones who are on a date with these old dudes and their gray beards while they're trying to run their wrinkled hands up their skirts. They're not the ones that have to watch these men pull the dentures out at night. They're not the ones who are also getting the creepy DMs with the older males sending old, outdated love songs that were popular when the women were little or not even born. Here's a portion of the live where I pointed it out. I apologize in advance because I was driving at the time, so I sound quite loud. Let's watch and then I will be back.
Y'all genuinely love each other and you genuinely mutually respect one another. I'm not throwing shade at those types of relationships, but they are not the norm for a reason. I mean, I have dated older before, and one thing I can tell you, one thing you're going to run into, the conversations are going to be different. You're from different generations.
Right.
You know, that's one. Now, when I dated older, it was slightly older, so there was still some relatability. But one guy, he slipped into my DM one time, some years back, and he was like, just to give you a prime example, he was sending me music from Stevie Wonder, "Ribbon in the Sky." Now, I love Stevie Wonder, don't get me wrong. I grew up listening to him, but I vibe with it different because I was a child listening to Stevie Wonder. And for somebody to try to give that to me as a form of romance, But in his mind, he's living the age that he was when he's like dating me at the age, his ideal age, which was many years ago. And that's what he's bringing to me. It's weird. It's twisted. So while they're telling you to act like complete blithering idiots and make poor choices in your life, they're over here grossing and creeping us out.
Yep. And probably using the resources they have to say, hey, I got these resources. I can convince the younger woman to just that this is a better deal. That this is a better deal. Even though they're creeps. But hey, BA, welcome to the show.
Okay, I'm back. So yes, these older men who tend to date younger women are creepy. Oh, they're so creepy. Ew. I'm not saying that every single May-December relationship is like that. There are women who are in their 30s who married men who were in their late 40s, in their 50s, and so forth. However, the ones that tend to chase the young women who are barely legal, as they put it, those are the women who are 18 and 19 and very early 20s, while he's late 30s, in his 40s or 50s or even older. Those are the ones who tend to be so creepy. And generally, those types of men have a conflict between how they perceive themselves versus how they actually appear in the eyes of others. The manosphere is encouraging this behavior based on the false belief that a man of any age is a catch. And I'm here to say that no, the heck they are not. Diddy tried it with Cassie, who was with him for 11 years. And she left him, thankfully, like he was a pile of hot, smelly garbage on a hot July day in New York City waiting to be picked up. No, like he was the garbage truck. She left him like that. And creepily enough, shortly after they broke up, during that time, Diddy tried to woo Cassie back with some Michael Jackson. See, let's watch.
Puffy wants Cassie back. Oh, it's been all over social media. He's using it to try to help him, to get support. Cassie posted a photo of herself the other day. Here's the photo. And he commented, "Love you forever." Well, I thought that he was now with a 22-year-old. Or something. Maybe not a permanent girlfriend, but just snacking around. Puffy posted a picture of Michael Jackson's song, Lady in My Life, and wrote, "If anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times. Would that get you? It would get me. Would that get you? It would get me. It would get me. But it depends on what he's done. Why are they broken up? She spent 11 years with him. She's 32 years old. She's got no children, which, by the way, in thinking over the weekend about kids or no kids, because I'm quick to say, okay, he's got money and so on, you invested your time, have the baby. But you know what? There's nothing better than a clean break when you're young enough to go on and do your own thing. Yeah. Cassie doesn't have to deal with any of that baby mama drama and all that mess. She's 32. She'll get another. She'll get another. After they broke up, Cassie posted, "F these hoes." So is that implying that he's been cheating on her? Well, we said, of course. I want them to get back together. Like in my, shut up, I'm a Cancer. I'm emotional. We've already cried on the show today. We cry, we laugh, we go home. That's the show. I want them to get back together only because they seem so adorable together. And then when he came here on our show and he expressed to her, how much he loves her and stuff, like public announcement. And she doesn't have much of a career.
Okay, I'm back. Listen, I like Michael Jackson. I've always been a lifelong fan of Michael Jackson. However, let's be real. Sean, Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Love, etc. Combs. Okay? He was born in 1969. Whereas Cassie was born in 1986. The song Lady in My Life came out in 1982. Cassie was not even a thought on her mom or her dad's mind when that song dropped back in the day. Meanwhile, Diddy was probably jamming in Harlem somewhere around the age of 13 or 14 years old, however old he was. Probably dancing in some little teeny bopper party with a little blue light in the basement. He was probably at a little sock hop or a Sadie Hawkins dance, however they did it back then. See, the world was quite different from the 70s and the early 80s, the time that Diddy grew up and came of age with his bell bottoms and afros and platform shoes, okay, in the 70s, and then going into the 80s with a jerry curl, okay, or a S-wave or whatever they called it. The world was quite different back then versus by the time Cassie was born in the height of the crack cocaine era. She may also be a Michael Jackson fan too, but what I'm saying is that the vibe changed by the time she was a teen, and also that song was before her time. So you see, these cradle robbers are stuck in an era that has long gone, okay? And they can't let go. Even though the reality of life for every one of us is that time is still ticking forward. Whether we like it or not, 20 years from now, we will all be 20 years older than what we are today. And that's if we make it. And on that note, let me say this. There's nothing wrong with being an older person or an older adult. Becoming older is a blessing in my perspective. However, not everyone will make it so far. So I am not here to age shame anyone. However, these creepy older males who tend to date in younger dating pools are not only in denial about the passage of time, they are willing to go so far as to displace younger men who are dating within their own appropriate dating pools. You know, they are the 40-year-olds that are looking for the 19-year-olds, as if there are no 19, 20, 18-year-old young men who are also in those dating pools. So this is why they hand out raggedy advice to those young men to throw them off the game. And oh, by the way, the reason why they are not dating older women who are closer to their ages is not because of looks, number of children, or previous partners. The reason why they are so unsuccessful in dating women closer to their own age is because of the older male's own immaturity, coupled with the dire consequences of having lived their lives for decades on end as an unhinged and undisciplined male, and everything that comes with it, such as their piles of debt, their multiple baby mamas, and their cases upon cases of child support. Talk less of those who also have felonies. So their age is not the issue. The issue for them is that no woman in her right mind will risk her mental, physical, and financial stability or her health for the sake of partnering up with someone who amounts to being nothing more than a walking disaster on two legs. You see, as much as the manosphere likes to collectively talk down about being with women who are closer to their 30-plus-year-old ages, listen, many of those same fools would jump at the opportunity to be with a woman like Cassie, even though as of right now in 2024, she's 37 years old and has given birth to 2 children. As we speak, it would not surprise me if I found out that they may even be hitting her up in her DMs, despite the fact that she's married to Alex Fine, who, by the way, is about 6 or 7 years younger than she is. So, of course, the issue is not with us women collectively who are above the mid-20s in age. It is with males who cannot cope with the fact that they are getting older, that their stamina is growing weaker, their hairlines are disappearing, and their remaining hairs are turning gray throughout their heads, their eyebrows, their beards, their nose hairs, the hair on their arms and legs, the hair sprouting from their ears more and more, and also the graying of their nether regions. They cannot cope with the fact that a young woman in the spring or even the summer of her life is not looking forward to being with a guy who is entering the winter of his own life. All of the neck beard talking points in the world, spewed 24/7 on MANOSPHERE podcast, none of those neck bearded talking points are capable of defeating nature. Cassie is proof that money and power or influence will not stop nature from taking place. Cassie left that old and tired, overgrown teenager who is encased and packaged into a geriatric body. She left that with his multiple baby mamas and his multiple children who had never been married. She left all of that behind and eventually partnered up with her husband, Alex Fine, a man that is younger, he's fit, and he's in the prime of his life. And he is someone that she can relate to better. Cassie and Alex, they could probably vibe more to someone like Music Soul Child. In terms of the era that the song came out, I think 2004. See, they could probably vibe better with that kind of music and the lifestyle during that time, okay, than something that came out in the early 80s before either one of them were born. Cassie was probably 17 or 18 when that song by Music Soul Child, Speechless, came out. And Alex Fine would have still been a child. He would have been about 11 or 12 years old at the time. So close enough to being a teenager, old enough to remember what life was like during those times. So they're able to relate to each other better now that they're both in adulthood. That's more relatable to someone like a Cassie than a Stevie Wonder or a Michael Jackson or George Duke with the song Dookie Stick, or Johnny Guitar Wilson, that's a real mother for ya. Yeah. They may have heard the music, they may even liked that music, but it's not from their era. They can't vibe to that music or find common aspects of relatability to the lifestyle that was popular during that time like that. And these overaged geriatric males have a hard time dealing with that reality. So that's all I have to say for now. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so that you'll know whenever I upload any new content. And please be sure to share the video. And oh, by the way, I know that some of you overaged males and their pick-me's are hate watching. So I am going to close by showing all of you how these overaged males appear when they approach young women with their old songs and their crusty and outdated swag.